You were standing in the principal's office with your friend Hannah, who was holding your hand tightly. The principal, a heavy-set man with a permanent frown and a voice that always filled every corner, was pacing behind his big wooden desk. He stopped and pointed a finger straight at you as if the finger could pin the whole story down and make it true. You crossed your arms over your chest the way you always did when you try to make yourself feel taller, stronger. I have told you 1,000 times that was not my mistake. Mingyu, the principal's son, was standing beside his dad. He had that careless sort of smile that made people either want to be his friend. Today he was doing both, acting like nothing happened and like he was the victim. He smirked and did a little fake whine. No, Dad, she is lying. I have already explained my point. The hallway was so crowded, and I must have accidentally bumped into her. Hannah scoffed. No, Principal, he's lying. He did that on purpose. He has been teasing Ryan for a long time. He even asked her for her number. Ryan put up with it, but today he crossed the line. I agree that the hallway was crowded, but Mingyu was not blind. Mingyu's face got colder for a moment when Hannah spoke. He shoot a look at her that was more threat than insult. He then looked at his father. Dad, why would I bump into her? They are just trying to ruin my reputation of your son, Dad. Your eyes stung and the tears had that hot burning catch. I'm not lying. The principal slammed his palm on the desk so hard that a cup rattled. Enough. You got flinched. He stood up and leaned over the desk with that same finger stabbing into the air. After hearing all this, I find Levi and you. You are making false accusation. He's innocent. You shook your head quickly, looking at principal with teary eyes. No, I'm not lying. He groaned and pointing that accusing finger at you again. Shut your mouth. He yelled at his lungs out. Mingy smirked and made a little hand gesture at you. It was more like a promise that he would see you later. You glared at him and ran out. Hannah rushed behind you. As soon as you walked out, you collapsed on the stone stairs outside the office and started crying loudly while placing your head on your knees. Hannah sat down beside you and pulled you into a tight hug. Please, Bestie, stop crying, please. You couldn't. Your chest felt tight like someone had wound a band around it. Your breasts came sharp and jagged, and between sobs you started to cough. Hannah quickly stood up and rushed to bring the water. You were trying to wipe the tears, but as you wiped fast, another flew down. Suddenly, you felt a shadow over you and you heard the familiar whistle. You looked up and saw Mingu sitting near your feet. The same smirk was playing on his lips. He waved a hand like he was calling a stray pet. Ah, stop crying like that. It hurts my heart to see you like that. He was dramatically clutching his heart. You ground your teeth and your hands tightened. His smirk widened, looking at your pissed off face. Ah, you look so beautiful when you are angry. Now that was it. As soon as those words left his mouth, you stood up. Go and tell your dad I'm not afraid. You said with your teeth gritted and ran to the classroom. Mingyu sat there with eyes widened. He rubbed his red cheek and groaned. This is not gonna end here, he muttered to himself. In the evening at Jungkook's house, Hana was sitting at the dining table, placing her both hands on her chin. Her lips were pushed into a pout. Meanwhile, Jungkook was standing by the stove in his black t-shirt. As he was putting food into a bowl, he glanced at Hana's sad face. He frowned and placing all the dishes in the tray, he walked over to her on the dining table. Hey little doll, what happened? Why this little monster looks so quiet today? He asked softly while putting the food into her plate as he sat down beside her. Hannah sighed dramatically and picked up a dumpling with her chopstick, poking it at it before finally taking a bite. Oppa, today was a really bad day. Jungkook looked up at her while filling his own bowl with rice, his eyes narrowed in concern. Why? Did someone tease you? Hannah let out an exaggerated sigh and placing her fork down on the table, she said, No, Oppa, it's not me, it's about YN. The moment your name left his mouth, something in Jungkook snapped. The fork in his hand slipped from his fingers and clattered loudly against the ceramic bowl. What happened to her? Hannah's lips trembled with anger as she explained. Today, while me and Ryan were walking through the crowded hallway, the principal's son, Mingyu, bumped into her. But instead of scolding his own son, the principal scolded Ryan. He accused her of lying, Gopa. Jungkook's jaw dropped in a disbelief, his veins bulged along his neck as his grip tightened on the table's edge. He pushed the chair back angrily and stood up in one swift motion. He snatched the car keys from the counter and muttered angrily. Oppa, where are you? She called out, but Jungkook had already stormed out the door. The next morning, the hallway buzzing with whispers, footsteps, and gossip that drove faster than the school bell. You were walking beside Hannah. Your hands were clutching your books tightly to your chest. You felt small, like everyone's eyes were secretly on you. Just then, one of your classmates rushed up to you with wide eyes. Hannah looked at her and asked, Hey, what happened? Why are you panting? She let out a deep breath and looked at you, and then looked back at the Hannah. Did you guys hear what happened in our school? Come on, don't create the suspense. You always do like this but end up telling boring news. She shook her head, breathing heavily. No, this time I'm serious. You won't believe that our principal resigned. Like he is gone, and now we have a new principal. Everyone says he's really kind. People are already praising him. Your eyebrows furrowed in confusion. You shared a surprised look with Hannah. Resigned? You both repeated in unison. Seeing your shocked faces, she leaned closer and whispered, Things don't end here. Your jaw dropped hearing that, but Hannah burst out laughing. She actually clapped her hands once before jumping on her feet like a little kid. Finally, he is gone. The classmate walked away to spread the news to others. You turned to Hannah and grabbing her wrist, you asked, Bestie, did you tell Jungkook? Yes, I did. Well, let it be. I'm just happy. But your body went cold. In the evening, you were sitting in the living room while hugging the pillow in your small, cozy house. Many thoughts were swirling in your mind when the doorbell rang. Your heart skipped slowly. You stood up and walked to the door. It was Jungkook. His dark eyes were burning with intensity. You gulped down. Jungkook. He stepped inside, closed the door behind him, and leaned closer. He carried you to the bedroom. Why didn't you tell me, princess? Why you hide it from me? Don't you trust me? You gasped. Jungkook, are you behind all that? He scoffed loudly, a dangerous smirk tugging at his lips. Do you even need to ask? Do you doubt me? His eyes locked onto yours and your cheeks flushed crimson. I'm sorry, Jungkook. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to make you worried. Jungkook let out a sigh while running a hand through his hair. Listen, princess, I don't care if you consider it a warning or threat. Next time, if you ever hide something from me, I won't forgive you ever. Your heart raced, but you quickly nodded. I promise I won't. I will tell you everything. When I eat, when I sleep, when I. He cut you off. Don't change the topic. You giggled. Let's just forget about everything. Jungkook smiled and nodded. Suddenly, his mobile phone buzzed. It was a message and one missed call from Hana. The message said, "Where are you, Opa? It's past 9 p.m." Jungkook smiled and texted back, "Tonight I'm staying at my best friend's house. Don't wait up, sleep early." He placed the mobile phone on the table and smiled before closing his eyes. After a week, the reception hall was glowing with pastel balloons, fairy lights, and the soft hum of chatter. Today was Hannah's birthday. She had turned 19. She was looking so beautiful in her fairy tale frock. She was receiving gifts from her friends while looking at the doorway. Just then you entered the hall while clutching the wrapped gift in your hand. The moment Hannah spotted you, her face lit up like a child. She ran to you while squealing, "Ah, bestie, you came finally!" You laughed softly, handing her the gift. "Happy birthday, Hannah!" She glanced at the wrapped gift box and asked, "Hey, Ryan, can I open this box?" "Of course you can." She squealed and started unwrapping the box. As soon as she unwrapped it fully, a light scream left her mouth seeing the present. It was the beautiful pink gown which was shimmering under the lights. Her jaw dropped. "Oh, Mo, it is so beautiful. Thank you, bestie." She hugged you again, squeezing tightly. You smiled, but your eyes wandered almost unconsciously, scanning the hall until they found him, Jungkook. He was leaning casually against the bar counter, dressed in a dark suit that looked like it was made for him alone. His friends surrounded him, and they all were laughing and talking. His eyes had already found you. Your breath caught, your heart almost jumped out of your body. You quickly looked down with your face heating up. He looked at you and nudged your shoulder. "Hey, bestie, what happened? Why are you so shocked?" she asked. No, I am fine. Let's cut the cake. I am feeling so hungry," you said, dramatically pouting. Hannah chuckled and holding your hand, she led you to the cake cutting area. Everyone clapped and sang birthday songs for her. Jungkook was holding a glass of drink in his hand and his intense dark eyes were fixed on you. You quickly looked back at Hannah and started to sing the song more loudly. Jungkook chuckled. Afterward, the DJ turned up the music and the dance floor filled with students and friends. Moving under the dim, colorful lights, you were standing in the corner when Hannah came. "Come on, bestie, don't be shy. It's my birthday today," she said, placing her hand on your shoulders while jumping up and down. You chuckled, seeing her excited face, and started to dance freely. Soon enough, you forgot your nerves. The dim lights wrapped everything in mystery, and you started moving to the beat. Your lips curved into a small smile, and your cheeks flushed. The music was so loud, and the lights were too dim for anyone to notice what had just happened. Jungkook smirked. Come upstairs, he whispered and slightly disappeared into the crowd, heading upstairs without looking back. You looked around, everyone was busy dancing. You quickly turned and went upstairs to his room. When you reached his bedroom, you saw him sitting on the bed. You narrowed your eyes at him and stormed past to the mirror on the wall. You groaned cutely and spun back to Jungkook. He leaned back slightly, his lips curved into a dangerous smirk. Your breath hitched. Your heart raced. When suddenly you both heard the knock on the door. Your eyes widened and you quickly looked back only to see your best friend Hana. Jungkook glanced back, didn't even bother at all. Hana was looking at both of you in a disbelief. Aren't you angry, Hana? Do you know about us? Hana laughed and said, Of course I know, and if I don't know both of you, why would I have told Opa about Mingyu? No secret is a secret when Hana is present there, she said, brushing the imaginary dust off her shoulder. You chuckled, and with that she left. As Hana know about us, you don't need to be scared anymore. Your cheeks flushed, you hit him from and rushed downstairs after clicking your tongue at him. Jungkook smirked while leaning against the doorway. You can't just run away from me, princess. Not like that.